All right, so it's been like forever since we podcasted. Well, at least it feels that way. I think it's been like almost 2 weeks. And that is not Johnny's fault by any stretch of the imagination, more mine. Been gone, went to see the Patriots play down in Washington, D.C. So we didn't do it last week, and then I come back and I'm like, oh, so what are we going to talk about? And Disney left us no shortage of things to discuss. So we're going to get right into it. The first story, we discussed the monorail either 1 or 2 podcasts ago. I can't remember now.
I think it was the last one.
It might have been the last one. And now here we sit at the, when, Johnny's worst nightmares have been realized. Fortunately, he was not there to experience it himself, but as most of us know by now, the Disney Skyliner broke down. There was a little accident, a couple of gondolas collided in the station, and fortunately no one was on those. And it proceeded to shut the transportation system down for roughly 3 to 3.5 hours, I believe. And I don't even know where to begin with this. Like, what do you do if you're stuck on a gondola for 3.5 hours? We'll say 3 hours. 2.5, 3 hours. Say, I don't know, 6 stories in the air?
After...
With possibly 4 to 6 strangers in there as well. We'll add that.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, see, it just gets... Being stuck is one thing. But then, with people you may or may not know, but in close quarters, is just... That's what would take me to another level, because I can get anxiety sometimes if like a Target store or Walmart's just a little too crowded and I need to get out of there. Couldn't imagine not being able to move. I wouldn't even know if I was stuck for more than 10 to 15 minutes. I'd start getting... I wouldn't even know where to begin. If I was over water, I would possibly think about jumping.
And I would wish I was there to see that.
Yeah, but then there could be alligators or whatever in the water.
Stay out of damn lakes.
Yeah. So I wouldn't even know where to begin. I mean, I know I'd be calling every Disney number I could find.
While I was in there.
Yeah. I don't even know.
This guy's lost for words.
When it comes to something like that's like...
So you're in here. It's ruining your day.
Yep.
Your trip. Whatever. Especially if you're maybe someone that visits the park once in a blue moon or once in a lifetime, whatever. Not that it makes it any better whether you're one of those people or someone like ourselves who go often. But the fact of the matter is, I can't digest the idea that Disney didn't really seem to have any kind of plan in place for something like this. In other words, transportation systems fail all the time. At some point or another, this was going to fail. You kind of know that.
Yeah, you knew. Yeah, you knew it would fail, but
maybe they weren't expecting 3 hours. I don't know, but I would assume you expect the worst, and then you work your way down.
Yes.
In terms of preparation, and they completely dropped the ball on this. Now, I've heard that people will come to like a park hopper for a day, like $100 gift card. I've heard that a $200 gift card.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's been more than that somewhere.
It seemed like they were treating it as every individual person or a group of people, whatever. Kind of seemed like whatever you kind of wanted, they'd listen to it and give you something comparable to it, because you're like, yeah, I was hearing the $200 3 or 4 day park hoppers, but which is nice to an extent, but well,
It depends how bad your experience was
Yeah.
up there, though. If it's you or your wife and your 2 kids, for example, and I'm not quite sure what time this happened, but more towards the night. I know that.
yeah, 'cause
And
yep.
the kids are getting crazy.
Especially, I mean, if
It's still
you're
warm.
still warm here, who knows if people, I'm sure people were on their way to restaurant reservations, so like at that point, 2-3 hours is, and what is in those emergency kits? They said water and
Like,
waste bags and
Yeah,
a whistle.
that's classy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't. I think Disney, I always think like first class accommodations with anything that goes wrong or right. And I just feel like these are just, I don't know. I feel like if Disney builds these gondolas 30 years, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe even, they're better than what they are right now. I feel like, can't help but feel like they went the bare minimum. I don't want to like, I haven't really been a person that's like been beating the dead horse that like, oh, there should be AC units on these things and all that kind of stuff. But then you see this happen, you think to yourself, oh, money you got. Maybe there ought to be some AC units on these things.
Yeah, I mean, what if it did happen at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, like on a July 27th day, like in the middle of, like, then what are you looking at? Then you're looking at people heat stroke and, I mean, maybe not dehydration, but like, people are overheating in those things. I know the air vents can only do so much.
Yeah, and it's like either get AC or get a better failsafe so that if your system goes down, people can get off with them. I mean, I'll give you a half hour max to be something within reason. When you start going into the 2 hours, 3 hour range, I mean come on, man, that is ridiculous.
You see the pictures of whatever, however, I don't even really still don't really understand how. Was it one of the wheelchair accessible ones that was connecting back to the line and crashed? I mean, I know that from what people are saying, it wasn't like a crash. It was like it just
kind of came back, right?
Kept moving and it bumped it. And I want to say maybe one of the windows or something had broken. But like, why wouldn't there be a way to like just get that thing off the line
and then get everyone back in?
Move it, because
yeah, even if you had to stop and clean up, fine. But get everybody off first.
Like that didn't seem like too much of an emergency where they need to get lifts and all that to pull people. I mean, I think they should have been able to at least clear the lines, but
apparently not.
And no, unless they were scared something would break. But I mean,
I know personally, I would have been asking for a lot more than a $100 gift card for compensation. I mean. I'm not like a person to raise a stink, but I would have raised a stink about that one. That's
something like that.
To me, that's like, crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you're almost like you're on vacation, and then you're in the situation where you're trapped in a gondola for 3 hours. It's crazy. And I would expect them to have a better way, and I'm sure they're working on it. And I guess the moral here of the story is no one got hurt, and hopefully they're exploring every option to make sure this doesn't happen again, or when it does, it's minimal.
Yeah, because I mean, it's frustrating with them not giving you a timetable of when they're going to come back online, but then it's also good in a way that they're not giving you the timetable, because it seems like they're going to just take as much time to test.
And they better be open by the time we get there in January too. I want to ride them. Yeah,
I mean, I still want to ride it, because from everything I've seen of the people that have ridden it in the, no problems, they say, whoever, even if they were scared of that type of thing, they still say it's a nice ride. I mean, they are, in a sense, they're really not going to drop off the lines and everything. They are safe in that sense, so I was looking forward to riding it at least one time.
Well, it's functional.
Yeah, but
you could get more bang for your buck. Look at it that way. You get a really long ride on the.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's January. I mean, they should be hopefully back open by then.
You figure it's almost 3 months.
Yeah,
just a little under 3 months. So I'm guessing their goal is gonna have to be to have these things open by the holidays.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we're probably gonna see it sooner than later. So we'll see. To be continued on that. And so I just booked my room for our January trip. I was telling you yesterday. So we're staying at the Caribbean Beach, and I wonder. I know there's offers now for January, so this definitely offers changed the price, I guess. But I can't help but think I don't know when these offers came out. I didn't see it. But I do know that Caribbean was like $309 a night or something like that. I remember seeing it and thinking to myself, wow, I stayed that place like a bunch of different times. It's never been that high. Obviously, the Skyliner is going in there. So that must have had something to do with the price jack.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I go on a few days after the Skyliner hits the Fritz. And now we're in the low 200s tonight for this hotel. So just curious if that has anything to do with that, or if it has to do with just the crowds being crappy. We were just watching, before we started this podcast, we were just watching DSNY newscast, and Jack was live in Batu, and it was like borderline a ghost town.
Yeah, it was pretty empty.
There were people there, but not what you would expect from a new land. Nevertheless, a Star Wars land. So
the Skyliner thing kind of when it happened, and then they do the price thing, so you don't really know. It's
makes you curious, though.
Yeah.
Disney's not dropping one way or the other. Disney's not dropping prices unless they have a good reason to.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep my eye on that, even going forward, even more, because I got a feeling it's gonna come down more. Now my fingers are crossed that just has to do with crowd expectations, and that we're going to get there and we're going to have a nice quiet trip. But with Run Disney being going on that weekend and all that stuff, I'm not really sure about that. So
yeah, that might be one of their like the Thanksgivings and the Christmases, and that's one of they pretty much have the crowds, but then again with the price we don't know what the price things they're offering right now.
They've been popping them up left and right. I was waiting, bam, there it is. Now you got pass holder discounts, you got the actual deal that's going on. So they are definitely pushing to get more people in the parks.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be for one reason or another, people aren't coming right now. Whether they're waiting for the 50th or the price hikes are just too high right now or whatever it is. It's been definitely dead from everything I've heard. But, stay tuned to the vlogs in January to find out about that. We'll see where we stand when we get there. With our luck, we'll get down there and it'll be a madhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, Rise of the Resistance is opening on December 5th, so
it'll be about a month.
Maybe we'll get a hike there, but we'll still get a lot of time to simmer down before we get there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Anyway, other stuff going on in Disney, just briefly.
I do know before, after, I don't even know if it was a week after the Skyliner. Somebody had put a video up. The monorail door was open again. Somebody had. It was literally like the Skyliner did that, and then not too long after, there was a post of a guy sitting in the car, and the monorail was stopped, and the door was open about 5 or 6 inches.
Oh,
so it's like
this guy's gonna be traveling by foot.
I'm sticking to the buses.
I'll stick to buses and Ubers. I like those. Oh, I don't know about the Skyliner because I haven't been on it yet, but I like those modes. I like the modes of transportation, like the monorail, and I like the idea of the Skyliner. But I just hope to get it. I really don't want to get stuck on it, of course. Anyway, $20,000 worth of things stolen out of the Magic Kingdom. We were looking at it earlier, and then we'll get it again. It was things out of Peter Pan's Flight on October 1st. A set of sails using Peter Pan's Flight attraction at the Magic Kingdom had gone missing. Apparently they had been previously stored in the shed behind Test Track at Epcot, which is interesting. And the employee was taking inventory when he noticed the missing sails. which are highly recognizable as part of the attraction's vehicles. So the ones that are on, obviously, the ships. Which I find kind of an odd thing. The employee also noticed that afternoon that a shell and 3 seats used in the ride vehicles for the Space Mountain roller coaster in Disney over the Magic Kingdom in Tomorrowland there, as we all know, had also disappeared from the storage shed. Altogether, the items were worth approximately $20,000. So I could see like ride vehicles from Space Mountain being maybe like people maybe wanting to get their hands on those. Like, I don't know, you're building like a Disney man cave or something. But I wonder what one would do with the sales from a Peter, unless someone was like making a replica ship and just wanted to add the piece. But I mean, obviously they're gonna sell these things on eBay or something. Well, got to be careful with where they sell them, but somewhere they must have a buyer.
Yeah, something, you know.
Or they left Disney themselves, and they just decided to steal it.
It's just interesting that they find these things just up and missing, but they should, in the way I see they should be able to find out in 2 seconds when the stuff's. Did they not have cameras in
it's
any
weird.
of these? I mean, we're walking around the parks and we have tracking devices on our wrists. They know exactly where we are. They know what stores we're going in and buying through. That you see cameras. I mean, there's no cameras. It should be like stuff like that shouldn't even get out to the public. It should just be figured out very quickly. I would think.
It's safe. The other thing is, how often do they do inventory? That stuck out to me. I'm like, so like once a week, do you just go in the shed, and be like, make sure the Peter Pan sales are there, and check on those Space Mountains ride vehicles, because you know those are hot. Like, makes me think that little things are must be stolen so often that they have to do this. I mean, it's just inventory. I mean, it's just old ride parts. I'm sure there's a reason they keep them there. They might reuse them and all that good stuff, and repurpose them. But I mean, $1 billion company really keeping tabs on that leads me to believe that this must be something that happens quite often, and we only hear about like big ones, such as like $20,000 worth of theft.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they probably try to find this stuff. Excuse me. Late at night here, at least for me, so they put the word out, and hopefully someone comes up with this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, from what they're saying too, there's no damage to any of the locks or anything. So it's obviously some sort of inside job, and I know they had the thing with the Haunted Mansion not that long ago, but the former employee was him and his whatever it was had stolen some stuff, and I mean they found all that and he was caught. So I mean.
And I'm on his side though, the Haunted Mansion guy. Because like if I'm stealing something out of Disney, like think about it, you're standing there, you can steal. You have a chance to steal something and take it home with you. Are you stealing?
I'm not stealing sales.
No. You might steal a Space Mountain vehicle, man. If you and I were both there, we could carry it out, I guess. That's all. They must at least take 2 people to get one of those bad boys out of there. What was it? 3 of them gone? I think they said.
Yeah.
That's interesting too. But anyway, back to what I was saying with the Haunted Mansion guy. I'm on his side because if I'm stealing something out of the Magic Kingdom or Disneyland, I'm going right to the Haunted Mansion. That's where all the good stuff is, or Pirates.
Yeah.
If I could steal something like right out of the scene, that'd be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But, I guess if I worked there, I'd be privy to the information of like where they kept things in storage sheds behind Test Track and Epcot. Speaking of Epcot and Test Track, apparently Test Track is going down for refurbishment. You see that?
Oh, I did not see this.
So I think we're going to miss out on that while we're there.
And yeah, because what are we? I'm just looking at it. We're under 90 days. So yeah, we're under a month from our Fast Pass pick. So that was one that I was saying we were going to try to get, because I don't think I've actually done it. I don't think I've done Test Track since it switched over. So
we might get. It's supposed to be early January. Maybe it's still up when we get there, because we're going the weekend of January 9th.
And maybe it will still be up, and then it'll shut down. I would think maybe shut down when the Festival of the Arts starts up, because then
maybe
they have that little
said early
more
January.
people go. Yeah,
I didn't see the exact date. It's early January, so I don't know.
Maybe.
Not much to talk about there. I just wanted to bring it up in conversation because, I mean, Epcot's going there enough construction as it is, and like Test Track's a good enough ride that like you hate to see it down when you're there. The only ride I hate seeing down when I'm there, Splash Mountain.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that ride.
That was down one time we were there.
And when you go in January, you're always rolling the dice that it'll be down. I didn't check the refurbishment calendar yet for it. I should do that. But hopefully that's not the case with that. Especially with like all the construction that's going on anyway. But then again, we do have all the Star Wars things to check out and stuff. So
I would think they
guess it won't matter.
They wouldn't want to shut down anything in Epcot with all this stuff until they kind of maybe got some of the newer stuff up and running before shutting down one of the
Well, the other thing is when's the we don't have an exact date on Spaceship Earth's closure either.
No.
So what, they're gonna put both of those down? Just ruin my entire vacation?
Yeah, and I know from everything you see and pictures and videos, that's pretty. You walk right into a construction. You don't really get freedom from construction until you actually get to World Showcase.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, unless they just want to get it all done at, just while it looks bad, just get it done.
Did it with Hollywood Studios. They just went right at it. Fortunately, I love Epcot. The only thing good about that is like we can like, go down to, like once you get into the World Showcase, you kind of like lose the feel, and then you're in a construction park because that's not really being touched right now, minus behind France. You don't really see that, so that's a good thing. But everything else I heard is like a disaster zone, so that's unfortunate because I love that park. Anyway, one more thing I wanted to bring up here before we kind of go to our tweaks and close out. Did you see the trailer for Jungle Cruise?
I saw one of them.
Okay. Well,
I think I saw the short. Did they put two out, right?
Yeah, we're gonna.
I think I saw the short one.
We're gonna give a reaction because we're gonna watch it right now, and then we're gonna resume this podcast. All right, thoughts?
It looks better than I thought it was gonna look. I didn't have any idea what to expect on how they were going to turn that into a movie. Visually, it looks really cool. It gave away, it tells you some of the plot to the movie, but then the way that one just ended with the whatever
that was
the myth is real thing.
Well, who is that guy?
I don't know.
If they call him Trader Sam, I'm walking out of the theater.
Well, maybe, yeah. I don't know.
That's Trader Sam on steroids right there. You realize that that's the case. I don't think it is though. I don't know.
Maybe. I'm sure he'll be in there somewhere.
Yeah, probably more as like a comedy relief.
Yeah, maybe there actually will be a Trader Sam's like bar type thing somewhere there.
He's bartending or something.
Yeah,
he's gonna be. I think his character will be represented somewhere.
Yeah, The Rock is his movies are popular, so
he's fun.
Yeah, he seems like he is for action and all that stuff. It's always a fun movie with him, and then you got the Emily Blunt thing with. She's Mary Poppins now, so Disney's keeping her busy.
Yeah, and I didn't think it the look right. It looks like what I would. I guess I would have. I didn't really think about it until now, but like what I would imagine a Jungle Cruise ride movie would look like. Like
the actual boat looks very much.
And he's got like the uniform.
Yeah,
fits. It's not the exact, but it's somewhere in between that works. It's like anything else. Like the whole plot. Like what's the plot? How's the plot gonna work out? And we'll see. But,
when the Pirates movies first came out, it was like, how are you gonna? You can only do so much with that. But what is there? 5 of them?
Yeah,
of them?
The first one.
The first one was good. Yeah, I thought the first.
I was gonna say first couple.
The one where they went 3. To like. Where did they go? I don't even know which one it was. The one where they went to like Asia and China, Japan, wherever they went over there. That one was kind of got a little. But they're decent movies.
You make a lot of them, and then like. it just gets too much.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have, gone on towards our time of the year. So I would like to just take a minute one more time. I've been doing this a lot lately, but obviously thanks for all the subscribers and the followers and all that stuff. But also, this is our 25th episode, which I guess I got to chalk up as a milestone. So once again, thanks for everyone, for listening and watching and whatever it is you do as far as contributing to this podcast. And we're gonna keep on going. I'm hoping, hopefully we'll be sitting here for number 100. But we'll see how everything goes. I got a script for a new video via Sarah, Johnny's wife. So we're gonna have a new video. We're actually gonna have one. The new season's gonna start because we got a lot more time to do work. Summer's busy for me, so I was pushing towards Labor Day, as I said before. Then Labor Day came and went, and here we are in October. But now things are finally starting to kind of stabilize. So, be patient. They're coming, and we will get Johnny's cooking show. I think as long as Johnny's available within the next 2 weeks, we will have that out within before Halloween. He seems like he might be good with that.
My October is a very busy month for me.
We'll see.
We can shoot for it, but maybe early November.
Yeah. Well, at the latest, early November.
Before Thanksgiving.
Before Thanksgiving. Okay. Let's go before Thanksgiving.
That'll
I know I'm
be the
going to get
goal.
some comments on that one, but you know what? We're busy. We're trying. And we're just kind of doing that as a little bit of a pet side project, so we don't really know where that's going to go. Who knows? That might just take off and might go do a ton of them. It might be not well received at all. Might not do any of them. So, anyway, with that said, we are going to be doing our 50 tweaks for 50 years, and then we are going to call it a podcast. So I got one today. And that tweak is Disney transportation in general. Okay? I'm tired of Skyliners going down, doors on monorails opening, and buses taking forever to get there. So, I think a very big one, and especially going forward with a world that doesn't have patience, I think they ought to start taking some money. And I granted, I understand they just built the Skyliner. But with that said, and that being a lot of money and all that good stuff, they could have went a little bit more involved with that. They could have made it a little more luxurious. It's Disney. They didn't do it. Okay. We'll see how it works out. 3-hour breakdown already. To be continued. The monorail is getting to the point where there's literally no excuse for it anymore. It's like you step in there and it's like an old moldy smelling rug on the floor. It just doesn't even look pleasing anymore. I don't even.
They did like something to. Was it one or two of them? They actually got rid of the rugs and they changed the seats. But it's just like it's just like they say. You're just putting makeup on something. It's not like
a Band-Aid.
Yeah, and then they can only put so many. They put when Toy Story 4 came out, they had the wraps on some of them, but it's like you're just making it look better. You're not physically doing anything to make the experience of the actual vehicle better.
And you feel like it's so easy for them to do it.
Yeah,
they got money, just get it done. You're coming up a big milestone here. People are visiting the parks in record numbers. Yeah, granted this past quarter has been down or something, but let's face the facts. You're getting a lot of people. You're going to get a ton in 2021. It's probably going to be slow this next year and a half because of 2021. When 2021 hits, I would be shocked if that park's not packed, or that resort is not packed day in and day out for an entire year. So get your monorails up, because breakdowns happen, okay, but there's no reason why they have to look like they're right out of the 80s. Because most of them probably are right out of the 80s, although I think the last upgrade might have been early 90s. But either way, you get that late 80s, early 90s look. It's got to go. Get something more futuristic. Get something smoother. Get something that doesn't break down as often. And get something that doesn't smell.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be too negative on the show, but that's a tweak that absolutely is needed, because we need to use these other transportations to slowly phase out the use of the buses, because the buses should be a transportation that is used at minimum versus the cooler options such as the Skyliner, the monorail, and boats and things like that. With that said, I'm done ranting. We'll see you next week. Have a magical rest of your week. Goodbye.